Hello and welcome back to the Game Bet Match podcast. I'm your host Manny Friedman, along with my co-host
Brad Sloan.
back in the house, baby, for 250s.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say 250s because it's just
250 because
one.
there's Davis Cup this week, so there's only one 250.
Yeah, but last year we didn't have a 250 on Davis Cup week, right? So it's
No,
a bonus.
last year this was a dead week, so I'm happy they got rid of the dead week and at least put something here, even though this tournament is it's kind of funny because the only guy who showed up to this tournament pretty much is Holger.
But yeah, I guess. But I've had fun watching tennis this week. I feel like the matches have been pretty good. I don't know.
It's been interesting to see different guys, right? There's a lot
Yeah.
of borderline challenger guys, and it's kind of always interesting to see them playing up. Yeah, I don't think it's terrible from a viewing perspective. It's
Yeah,
just funny.
I'd agree. I do have a pet peeve about like people saying that February is a dead month on the tennis calendar. Like, I think February is a fantastic month, to be
I
honest.
agree, but it's like a junkies month. Because Djokovic may not even play the entire month, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Alcaraz might play one tournament this month. Actually Alcaraz might play a little more. But there'll be some top guys that will play one tournament or nothing this entire month. So
Dubai, Acapulco,
yeah,
Rotterdam,
but Acapulco doesn't really draw much of a field.
Rotterdam, decent,
Rotterdam had a decent field last year.
decent field.
Rotterdam should get a decent field.
And then like I think Alcaraz is going to be at Golden Swing. He's playing Buenos Aires and Rio,
Yeah,
right?
we did that last year too.
And it just transitions right into Indian Wells and Miami. Like I feel like there's not a break. It just kind of like flows right in. So I don't know. I personally love February. I think it's like one of my favorite months of the
Oh, I
year.
think it's great too, but it's just different. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not it's just not top guys. It's not really for casuals.
Okay. Fair enough. But for cashing tickets, it's not a bad month,
I mean, every month is a great month if you're cashing tickets. So
right? That's true. That's true. For me, it's been a decent week so far. I mean, I posted my bets on Twitter. Kazo losing today was just pain, man, pain. That was like a 10-unit swing because I also
yeah, I do feel people are might have been a little overexcited on him though. I don't know. Not you know what I mean?
fair.
I was actually when I was looking at the lines, I was really hoping to get him as a dog versus FAA, and then that didn't happen.
Well, if you hit it early, you got him at like a plus 110 dog.
Okay.
I got plus minus 105. I mean, yeah, basically a pick 'em, right?
Plus 110's not bad, but I was hoping he'd be like a significant dog. You know what I mean? Like a plus 140, plus 150, and that
Okay.
never happened.
But to be fair, he was the better player in that match. He was up a break in each of those three sets. He just
I don't
oh,
disagree. I'm
yeah.
not saying it wasn't a good bet, anyways. I'm just saying I was really hoping to get him as a dog in that match, just given the difference in in ATP ranking and such.
Hmm.
And I feel like the cat's out of the bag on Kazoo pretty much already.
Okay. All right. I like his game though. I have to say, in terms of an upside perspective, like just from a pure tennis.
Yeah, and from a tennis perspective, yeah, maybe, but from a betting market perspective, I feel
I
like
agree.
he's already the hot new thing, and so it's I don't know.
They've adjusted really quickly, like even over adjusted, right? Like he might be a fade just because of how much the book has kind of bought into the hype,
Yeah, or at least most of the
right?
value's already gone. Again, I was hoping. Yeah, I was.
It is true. It is true. You do make a good point there. As far as other bets like from this tournament, what else have you
I've
hit?
had very little. I mean, I had a loss on pair, which was awfully sad because I
That
bet pair
is
to win
that's
the first set against Murray, and they ended up winning the match, which is just sad.
that's
Because yeah, I never would have thought pair would have come back from a set down
yeah.
against Murray too. That's a really disappointing loss for Murray. But and he still might be somebody who's fadeable, Murray.
Oh, 100%. Murray's been absolutely atrocious in the last six
And he
months.
might be done. I heard that there was an interview where he said oh, I kind of know where I want to go out, which to me is already hinting that this might be it. Like Wimbledon might be the end.
But now people have kind of doubted him, and now they're really throwing shit at him for losing to Pair. So he put a Instagram post saying that I'll be back and I'm gonna prove these people wrong, and like he was kind of defensive towards that, So I don't know. I'm kind of caught in between. I mean,
Yeah, but if I mean, look, I think it all depends how he does, you know. But if he doesn't start winning some matches soon, his ranking they won't even let him play.
and rightfully so. I mean, he's been so bad. Like he's challenger level right now, if that. I mean, he has no pop on any of his balls. Like he can't hit through the court, it seems.
I mean, there's just no explosion left, right?
I
Like,
know.
yeah,
So yeah, very, very disappointing loss for Murray.
Murray's 1-8 since September.
It's bad. Yeah, it's really bad. What's his
Yeah,
one win?
Yannick Hanfmann in Basel.
Okay, whoop-de-doo. And that was like a type 3 setter?
Yeah, now to be fair, his losses are Karatsev, Demonor, Safulin, Etch, Demonor again, Dimitrov, Etch again. So like they're not terrible losses. He did win sets in a bunch of those matches, so could be a little overstated, but I mean you still gotta win matches at some point.
I mean, the edge loss at the Australian Open was just
That was bad.
it
That was
was
bad.
lifeless. It
Yeah,
was
that was bad.
lifeless. No energy, no barking at the box, no nothing. It kind of had like weird similarities to the Djokovic loss to in a way, like at a different level, right? But
Yeah.
from two all-time greats, it just kind of were two like lackluster performances in different ways. But
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's sad that you hit the set one money line, but it makes sense, right? Like if you're gonna hit pair in some capacity, like you want it early, you want it like
You want to get your money in and out with Benoit Paire. Like you don't want to mess around with like taking games or like, taking one of the two sets because like like at any time it could just go the bad way.
yeah. Well, I had the set one money line, and then I also had the 3 set line, just
Okay.
just for cover, like
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, honestly, like all kidding aside, if there was a match that Benoit Paire was going to show up for, it was going to be that one. Like, he doesn't get to play much on the tour anymore, you
right.
know.
Yeah, I hear you.
He's a Frenchman. Like, the
Yeah,
French, the French do love their players here.
they do. They do. Um, our plays of the day didn't do very well on that second day. Gaston money line against Chapo.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That was ugly. Blanchett, that wasn't a bad play against Barrera plus 180. Like that was a close match. It's just Blanchett just couldn't maintain that level he had in the first set, right? And
yeah,
he couldn't
yeah.
convert break points. I think he was like 1 for 9 on break points. So that was kind of disappointing. But like I don't necessarily regret that play, to be
I
honest.
think the Blanche play was okay, and like Chapo is just so hard. I mean, with Gaston, you always know it can go sideways. Like
Yeah, for sure. Well, Gaston, I mean, I think the under was actually the right play in that match.
you're probably right because either of those
No,
guys could have gone. It could have gone the bad way.
right. Because Chapo could also lose 6-1, 6-1 if he's just spraying every ball.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was disappointing. We talked about Kazo. Gasquet is another guy I kind of wanted to mention. I think he's just a pure fade. Like he's just totally done. No explosion in the legs
Yeah,
whatsoever.
Gasquet looks dead. I agree.
He totally looks dead. Like there were balls that like when he was a little bit on the stretch, it wouldn't even reach the net. It would hit the ground before it hit the net. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has no explosion in the legs. Not even like when he's hitting, just the movement to the ball is just so unexplosive. And like honestly, you were right kind of to stay away just because of how bad Lamas Ruiz has been on hard.
Well,
But
I did actually. I had Lama Fariz plus the games.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
How,
So I ended up getting something out of it. It
what was
wasn't
it,
terrible.
3.5 or 4?
I think 3.5. Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, for me, that was just a pure fade on Gasquet. Like I didn't
So
care.
that I lost my Llamas bet, which was sad because
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Well,
love
I
the.
was getting 5.5, and he got broken at 2-5 to
That's
lose by
sad.
6.
That's sad, dude. What was the score today?
7-5, 6-2.
Brutal, dude.
And I was, and he was serving down 2-5. Like the last game, I just needed him to hold. Like I just needed like a meaningless hold to get to 5-3, and then he wasn't gonna break Rune anyways, so like it was pretty hopeless. But like, yeah. But
Brutal.
then, yeah.
Brutal.
But he's just not good. He's just not that good, Lamas. Like that's the
No,
problem. Like he's just not explosive
no.
enough. Like he's a challenger level player.
I was hoping to get a better line on the 2-0 for Rune, but it was minus 240. I'm like, this sucks. Like I didn't hit anything in that match. I was like,
I get it. I get it. Like I was purely hoping that Lamas would, Rune would be undisciplined. He's going through a coaching change again.
yeah.
Like, so I was hoping like it would just be a bad match out of Rune, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to lay 5.5 or 6 games with Rune by any means. So
Yeah.
hear what you're saying. Caboli's another guy I want to talk about. He's been pretty good. Like he had a decent run at the Australian Open, and then 2 good wins against
Yeah,
Monfils.
no. He's playing really well to
Playing
start the year.
really
I
well.
think he's like 8-1 now, and he's got a bunch
Yeah,
of legit wins. Um, he beat I mean Monfils is a real win. Yari's a real win. Pavel Kotov had really come around the last
it's a
half of the
decent
season.
win.
That's a real win.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. He's
Yeah,
actually a guy to watch, and he's a guy who I think actually might still be a little underrated. Because there hasn't been a whole lot of like chatter about him for how well he's done.
he's not getting the Kazo treatment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's doing well, but he's still managing to fly under the radar. So I agree. I agree there. I laid the 3 games against Lestien today. Like
I think
Lestien,
that was really smart. I saw it and I
yeah.
didn't do it because I was nervous because like 3 games is more than you think. Like Leshen is a weird player. He could show up and play well for a set. Like
Yeah, but if he plays well for a set, he's winning that set 6-1 and your bet is dead. But if he plays his normal level or bad, he'll lose 6-1.
yeah,
You
I
know?
know. That's why it was a dumb set. That's why it was a dumb play.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. I also like what I saw from Caboli against Monfils. I don't know that may have been more bad Monfils where he just completely gassed out. Like that was kind of alarming. I don't know. Monfils might be a fade this year.
I don't know, man. Like I have a hard time saying much about Monfils in any direction. I just feel like he's so like I don't know. He's a really hard guy to bet.
He is, but like won a close first set 7-6 against Caboli and then just completely gassed out. Like that's not a good sign. I think he lost the last 2 sets, what, 2 in love or 3 in love?
3 in love, yeah, which is obviously that's bad, right? But
Yeah.
like, like I don't know.
I don't know.
Last
He's
October he
fade
won at
material for me.
250, and he had several good wins, and that was only 3 months ago. Like,
Okay. Okay, fair. I mean, Father Time is undefeated, and like I feel like Father Time is something that's gonna hit Monfils. Like it might not hit Novak, but it will hit Monfils.
yeah,
Like
I hear you. I just feel like he's also the kind of guy who could show up randomly for a match, right? Like, and play well, and then not have it the next week. Like, it's just
but
yeah.
why wouldn't he show up for this event? This is in his home country. When he's typically
I know.
good indoor hard, like that's probably his best surface, to be
He's
honest.
Monfils. Like,
Fair. Fair.
I mean, he's been a little bit better since he got married and since he matured a little bit, with that. But he's never been like a guy who's like somebody who you can always count on to show up. Like,
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. With that, let's get into tomorrow's matches.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Sounds good, man. Share the screen here. All right. So the first match we got tomorrow is Shevchenko against Bublik. Bublik had a narrow escape against
It's
Shapovalov.
shallow.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Like, as I was watching this match, that match, I was like, I just hate both of you. Like, why are you doing this to me? You know, as a Bublik
Yeah.
back, like, it was just so brutal. And that second set tiebreak, I think Bublik had like 5 set points. He had like an easy volley at the net that he just steered wide for no apparent reason. And then like, I mean, he was lucky to come up with some good shots, but it's just a match you just should stay away from. Just like to save years off your life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, the two Kazakhstan guys from Kazakhstan.
Well, except they're not. I mean, neither of them, I think, have actually have anything related to do with Kazakhstan whatsoever.
Exactly.
Like, I'm pretty sure they're both Russians. Shevchenko was Russian, and all of a sudden he had to change a heart about Russian history last week. I don't know if it was Putin politics, who knows, but somehow he had a significant change of heart that made him decide that he now wants to be a man of Kazakhstan.
Yeah. Well, the way Shevchenko's been playing this week, I'm sure the Russians are celebrating.
Yeah, they probably are. Yeah. He probably saved his life, man.
So Bublik is a 3-game favorite. Shevchenko's plus 165 on the money line. Over under is 22.5. This seems like just an ugly match to bet. I can imagine you're staying away.
Honestly, like as much as Shevchenko has been awful this tournament, he barely beat who was it, Krudik in the first round, and then he barely beat, and then he barely, or who did he beat? Is it Krudik he beat in the first round? Who did he barely beat
No,
in the first
it's for
round?
It's for Cena.
Gersina, that's right. Same.
Yeah.
It's another
Rudick
clay
took a
rat.
set off Corda in Davis Cup, and I hit a plus 275.
That's right. Yeah, that's why I got it. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that was a good bet. Should hit
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
But yeah, Sverchina, yeah, I mean, as bad as he played against Sverchina and then dropping a set to a Barrera who's not playing well, I think I gotta go
Yeah.
Shevchenko money line, man. Like, it's a
Really?
Bublik match and it's plus 165. Like, Bublik against guys outside the top 50, I think is like 9-11 past 52 weeks. He just like half the time just doesn't show up. And I feel like I only need Bublik to not show up 40% of the time. That's reasonable here.
Now, as the tournament gets further along, right, and the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals hit, I feel like the Bublik motivation goes up, right? Like he's better in
I feel
semis
like
and
quarters is
finals.
still in between, kind of, right? And it's only the second match he's had.
Okay. All right. Like I feel like if Bublik doesn't try, it's like the first round and he just flames out and loses 2-1 and that's it. But then if he wins a match, he's like, I feel like something like in his head, he's like, oh, why didn't I just tank the first round match? Like if he really wanted to get out of the city, why would he even think about playing the first match?
Right, right,
So I think that the
right.
probability of him tanking or just clowning away a match goes down as he gets further into the tournament.
It goes
That's
down, but like it goes down for sure. But I don't know if it ever goes away. Like,
no, it never goes fully away. I was not. I didn't say that. Bublik clowning is always a chance, always. But when we talk about betting, we're talking about probability.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I just, Shevchenko's like, I mean, Shevchenko's been playing terrible the past, bit too, but he's not like, I know, admittedly, that's just what I heard that he played terrible against Svercina, and I'm just not impressed that he lost to Barrere.
Mhm.
But I didn't actually see either match. I know he was a little bit frustrated with the calls. Like it's the calls. There's no Hawkeye on the court, on like the side court.
Yeah.
So now he'll be on the main court. I don't know, man. Shevchenko's got enough talent. Like, I think between again, like how much I just think there's a lot of variability here, and if I can get a money line at plus 165,
That's
I think I
fair.
gotta take it. Like, I don't think it's a ton of value, but I think Shevchenko can get here like 40% of the time. Slash Bublik can give it away 40% of the time.
Now, Bublik doesn't clown, and he plays, you know, his like A minus level tennis. Do you hit Shevchenko? Like, is that handicap just based on the chance that he just clowns away?
I mean, I think if you told me there was that Bublik was never going to clown, I think it's pretty close to right. Like if Bublik is never clowning, I think this is probably the pretty close to the right handicap. Maybe
Okay.
maybe it should be like 3.5 if Bublik is never clowning, and you're only getting a half game for Bublik clowns. But I don't like I don't think I need more than like 15-20% chance of Bublik clowning to like to to buy into Shevchenko here. I mean, like again, like I like so that I guess saying it a different way. Like I think Shevchenko could win this without Bublik clowning. Like I think there are paths for
Oh,
Shevchenko to win besides Bublik clowning. Um,
I
yeah.
don't agree with that. Like, I think Shevchenko needs to be like playing his A game to for that to happen, and he's shown no signs of that. So, like, for Shevchenko to win this match, I feel like Bublik has to clown to some extent. Like, I don't, I don't know if I'm willing to play a money line based on like that, based on clowning. So you know what? I opted to hit the under 22.5 at minus 115. That's my play here.
Okay. I don't think
Like,
that's terrible
I
either.
like Bublik unders, to be honest. Like, I understand against Chapo went over, but that match only goes over if he gets that miracle tiebreak, right?
Yeah.
Like, that should have been an under. So, because like if Bublik clowns, Shevchenko could win this 2-3. But I also think there's a path for Bublik to win this match 2-3 as well if he just completely.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, there's I think that's the second best line is the is the under, but I'll I'll go with the Shevchenko plus 165.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's a ton of value on it. Like if it was 140, I wouldn't take it.
Hmm.
But I think at 165, there's probably just enough to shave out enough to bet it.
Okay. All right. Fun match though. Hey, Bovada got the flags wrong.
I also have to give Bovada props for still showing the Russian flag because almost
Yeah,
everybody else in the
that's
world has
true.
given up on that, but they still recognize that Russia's a country.
Uh, Borat wouldn't be pleased.
Yeah, there'd be a lot. Yeah, there could be some frustration here.
All right. Next match is Harold Mayo against Felix Auger-Aliassime. That's a pretty quick turnaround for FAA, who played a long three setter, and I think that finished at like 10 or 10:30 in the evening, and then he has to
Yeah, and
come.
they got him up in the afternoon, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's a pretty quick turnaround. Uh,
yeah.
Mayo's a 4-game dog, plus 260 on the money line, over under 22. I think I'm gonna have to hit a pro Mayo line just because of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I really like the over 22 games here.
Okay.
Uh, FA has not won a straight set match yet this year.
Interesting. Okay, that's a good stat.
Um, but I do think FA is by far the better player. I just think this line is a little bit long.
Mm-hmm.
I think 22. I mean, I generally like FA as an over guy. If he's not playing like great competition, and I would put Mayo in like the not great competition category.
Agreed.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I like the idea of getting FAA here.
Do you prefer the over 22 or the plus 4?
The over 22.
You really think he could like put him away easily in the third? Like if it gets there?
I mean, he did it to Grenier in Australia. Hugo G. Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that honestly makes too much of a difference. I guess saying it the other way too, like, how often does Mayo win this in straights?
But I feel like FAA could win this 4-4, and then you at least push there, or it could be like 6-4.
Well, 6-4 would get you there, right?
Right. Well, yeah, it would get you on the 22. That's true as well. Yeah, probably the 22 is better. I agree. Yeah. Eh, I'm actually thinking of hitting the Mayo money line, or at least a set one money line at plus 190. That's probably more enticing just because I don't think Mayo can maintain such a high level, and FAA off that tough match today might come out sluggish. Like FAA is not the quickest starter by any stretch of the imagination. Like of those matches that he's played, how many times has he lost the first set?
Actually, every time he's won the series law, every time he's won this year so far in his 5 matches, the person to win the first set's won the match every time. So,
Oh, so he's won the first set every time?
well, no, in the 3 matches that
Oh,
he's won, the twice then when he lost to Medvedev, he got blown off the court. And when he lost to Altmaier, he got beaten straights. But yeah, I don't know. For the most part, FAA hasn't had too many matches that have been where either guy's come back from a set down. Um, Actually, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, the last 19 FAA matches, the winner of the first sets won the match.
interesting. Okay.
For me, I'm all over the over 22 games here, I think.
Me too. I don't know if that trend has something to do with FAA matches or it's like just coincidence. Like
I
if
think it's probably more coincidence, but I don't think the opposite. I mean, I don't think looking at a Mayo first set money line is terrible. I just don't know that like it would just be because it's like a shorter time period. You know what I mean? So you don't need him to play as well for as long. Like I don't know if he comes out sluggish is any more viable than like I don't think the chances of Mayo winning the first set are any higher than winning the second set.
okay.
Like I think Mayo to win a set could be a play here too.
What's that price?
It's probably close to
Minus
minus 110.
But that's similar to hitting the over 22.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go full unit on the over 22, and I'm gonna go like I'll probably do a full unit on the plus 190. The
Yeah, I don't think
first.
it's terrible. I'm very pro Mayo in this match.
Okay. We can make over 22 a GBM play.
Cool. I like it. I
Let's
like
do
it.
that. Yeah. All right, next match is Holger
Oh, and
Rune.
another nice note.
Yep.
FA has not won a match. His 5 matches this year, none of his 3 wins. He beat Team Grenier and Cizot, and none of those matches were straight sets.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that yeah.
I just think it's also a really quick turnaround for FA. Like that's part of the handicap here for me.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah, I yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to Holger Rune against Michael Moe. Rune is a 4.5 game favorite, minus 600 on the money line. Moe is plus 425. Over under of 21 here. Um, I think this is a really bad matchup for Mo, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't see what Mo can do to hurt Rune per se.
Yep. Yep.
Like Mo played against Bonsai, who's been a shell of himself, who's been terrible since his injury. Also just doesn't have the weapons to hit through Mo. And then Mo played Alexander Muller, who had the same problem, right? Like Mo is a good athlete who runs well laterally, actually moves well in general, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and he competes well. Like
Yeah.
Mo's like he's a fun player to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Uh yeah, I mean,
He has nothing to hurt Rune with.
yeah,
There's nothing there. So like the only way Rune loses his match is if he beats himself.
which
And
could happen.
it could. But I think I'm gonna lay the 4.5 here.
So I echo everything you said, but Mo does compete. I'm not playing this one. I think this line is basically perfect. This is the exact line this is exactly how I would cap it. 4.5 is the exact spread. Um,
Mm.
because I agree. Like I think this is a bad matchup for Mo, but 4.5 is a lot of games.
It is, but like you saw when Rune just outclasses a player, like he can win a 6-2 set like he did against Lamas today, you know?
But Mo is a way better athlete than Lamas.
Fair. Okay.
But I agree with you. I mean, like Rune could win this going away. I just like I think he could win it. You know, the problem is if he goes through a bad stretch, Mo could easily cover the 4.5. If he doesn't, you're probably right. Unless if Rune plays well the whole match, he probably does cover 4.5. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like the perfect line. And it's tough because like there's really no other way to play this except to play this. Like you could either like the only two ways to play this are go the under 12.5 or to lay the 4.5 games.
Under 12.5 is interesting at minus 105. I don't like that.
Yeah, six something, six something.
Or play the Rune minus 1.5 sets as a parlay piece.
Yeah, but oh man, Rune's
Nothing to really parlay it with.
yeah.
You know what? I like the Rune under 12.5 at minus 105. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna hit. I prefer that than the 4.5. That's a lot of games and it's slightly juiced as well.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm gonna play that. All right, last match is Borna Koric against Flavio Caboli. Koric is a 2.5 game favorite, minus 170 on the money line. Caboli is plus 140 on the money line. Over under 22.5 here. I really like the Caboli money line.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay. Is that GBM
Um,
worthy?
yeah, it's close, like because I do think Court should be the favorite here. But 140 is a pretty good price. But
Yeah,
I don't think this is like amazing. Like
I
I think
love
if it was
fading
like
Borna Koric.
what?
I love fading Borna Koric.
Yeah.
I faded him against Pedro Martinez, which was a serious mistake, but like Caboli is way better than Pedro Martinez.
Yeah. But like I think this should probably be in like the like plus 140 minus 115 range. So
Okay.
you're getting some value at plus 140, but I don't think it's amazing.
So not GBM worthy?
No, we can make it GBM worthy. We haven't played a whole lot of GBM in a while, but like
Okay.
I just don't think it's like I don't think Kabuli should be the favorite. Do you?
No, I'm kind of in the realm that you are. Um, I don't know. I'm looking at. I want to see what who Korch has lost to recently. I know he lost to Leandro Righty in the Belgian Challenger last week. Uh,
And he lost a TFO with the Australian.
yeah, which actually is not a great loss considering how bad Tiafoe's been.
Yeah.
He beat Greekspor in the United Cup. Greekspor actually might be a guy to fade right now. He's been terrible. Well, he did okay at the Australian Open, right? He just had,
Yeah, he came back and beat Safulin. That's not
yeah,
that
come from
bad.
behind wins. That's true. Lost to Rude easily, and then he was injured for 3 months. So he's just kind of getting back into it. But he struggled in that challenger. Like lost a set
Yeah,
to Alves, lost a set to Majorak, nearly lost a set to Shelby, and then beat Zhu
Abdullah.
5-6. I mean, that's not a convincing run by any stretch.
No, it's not.
Like these are guys he should be beating easily, especially if he's a Masters 1000 champion,
Completely agreed.
you know? So, and Kaboli, you mentioned before, he's had a lot of impressive wins. So, like, yeah, I think Kaboli should be like plus 110, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like 30 cents off. I think that's, but I might hedge with the over here, 22.5. Like,
Yeah,
what,
I think that's a decent. I think the over's I think the over's a better look here than the under.
what's that 3 set line? That's good too. Plus 135 on a 3 set line. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit both of them.
Okay.
So. All right, so Kaboli money line and the over 22 games in Mayo FA are going to be our GBM plays
Yeah,
tomorrow.
those are the G-Man plays today for sure.
Nice, nice. I'm also going to play the Rune under 12.5 against Mo, and I'm going to play the under 22.5 in the Shevchenko Bublik. You're playing the Shevchenko
I'm
money.
playing the Shevchenko money line. It's gonna be brutal. It's only one unit though. It's not something I want to go heavy on, but
Yeah.
I just oh man. As a pure price play,
Well, you
yeah,
also have Shevchenko futures, right?
I do. Which I'm not loving. Like I'm certainly not loving my Shevchenko futures right now. Like I'm amazed I got him to the quarters. Like, and I'm actually not that unhappy to be up against Bublik just because like there like he may not need to play that well to beat Bublik. There's a small chance, Bublik. I'm not saying he will, but there's a small chance Bublik spots him on. And
Mhm.
hey, if he does, then you're in the semis, and like honestly, that whole bottom half is pretty weak. Like the other quarter down there is Mayo and FAA. Like,
I have the bottom half to win the tournament at plus 100.
I mean, honestly, Rune should stomp all these guys. Like Rune should win this tournament at this point. There's no like
Good.
none of these guys.
Well, so I had Kazo, Bublik, and the bottom half to win, and then I just like said, you know what, I need a hedge, so I just played Rune at plus 250 to win the title as well, and put two
Yeah,
on it just as a hedge because like I don't see anyone in the top half that should get him in the final or it should beat him before the final, right?
Kaboli could
Yeah,
if he plays really well.
yeah.
But
But I
yeah, I mean
think Bublik,
it's
Shevchenko, and FAA could potentially win the tournament. Like, I just thought that there were more guys in the bottom half that could potentially win. That was my
I
reasoning.
agree. No, I mean I don't think the logic was bad coming in. Yeah, and I still don't think it's bad. Like, look, like
Yeah,
like the further, I mean, I agree. Like, if you get Bublik into the semis, that's pretty good. I like, and like Bublik did win here 2 years ago. Like, it's not a terrible look. It's just, man, I don't know if I ever want to back Bublik to win a tournament
yeah,
at anything that's less than double digits.
I agree. I hear what you're saying. If we look at
Like,
updated futures here, Rune is plus 150, FAA plus 300, Bublik plus 450, Korich plus 650, Shevchenko 9-1, Kaboli 12-1, Mayo 25-1, Mo 25-1.
yeah, I don't think anything there's particularly interesting.
No. Yeah.
Like yeah, because like I think you can do better rolling over on
Great.
Shevchenko and Kaboli, and then Mayo and Mo don't have the game to win. They're not going to win 3 matches in a row at this
No.
point. Korich could. I mean, Korich always could, but I just still don't love it. Rune 150, you're just not getting anything. And then like Bublik 450, asked him to show up 3 times, and I still don't believe in FAA. So I literally can cross out the entire board. Like,
Fair.
because Saboli would be a good rollover guy, though. I think like Saboli at 12 to 1 is not a bad look. I just prefer a rollover with him.
Agreed.
I think you'll get a better price.
Well, you would have to play. Well, you'd have to play Rune, so he's going to be big dog, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
That
you would think he
makes
would be at least 2 to 1 against Rune.
at
I think he'll be
least.
something like 2 to 1 against Rune, two to
No,
one
I think
dog.
he's going to be more like 3-1.
Well, I'm saying plus 200. So, but yeah, either way, like if he's a 2.4, and then you roll that over as a 3, that's 2.4 times 3 is 7.2, and then I doubt he's a favorite if he makes the final.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. And then FA I don't want to back either because like didn't he like throw up in the middle of that
he
match?
did. Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I know we also had that work with Sinner, right? Like with Sinner, that throw
Yeah.
up was a good thing, but I mean, I don't trust him either. So yeah. Um besides Montpellier, anything in the Davis Cup board that sticks out to you?
Um, I still gotta look at these and look at like, and then like the biggest thing here is you gotta look at like home, who's at home, what are the surfaces. Like there's so much to study here, but I mean, at first glance, Nuki at minus 115 over Hassan,
Good
or maybe
bet.
the over 25, but see, maybe the over 22.5 there at plus 105 is pretty interesting.
I hit
Um,
the Nuki money line. I think that ties in Japan. Let's see. Um, wow, is that a world group tie?
yeah, it's a world group tie.
Damn. No, it's in Egypt. Okay, so they're away.
That's a lot less exciting. Wait, it's
But
in Egypt? How is
yeah,
it in Egypt?
maybe they have some. Oh, it's probably because of the Israeli conflict.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that makes the over 22 and a half more like even more enticing. The fact that it's like not at home, but like Watnuki's the better player, right?
Yeah, I'm a lot less excited to back Watnuki. I'd have to see how he's done in like that area and in his career. I'm a lot less excited after ever looking at that.
What surface is it? Oh, it's red clay.
Yeah, that's really not
Ew.
exciting.
All right, I'm cashing out. I'm not hitting that. No way. Um, Greek Sport Husler, I'm on the over 22 and a half there at minus 120.
Is that on I'm assuming that's on an indoor hard court somewhere.
Let's see. In Netherlands and it's on a indoor hard. Yep.
A Pro Flex indoor hard court in the Netherlands.
That just seems like an overmatch to me, like with big serving and just like poor returning. Like
Yeah, I
tie
get you. I
breaks.
get you. It's probably not a bad play. I don't. Hughes has been pretty bad lately, hasn't he?
He's stepped it up a little bit. He hasn't been terrible this year. Um, I mean, losing to Pericard in the Australian Open qualies isn't great, but like Hong Kong, he had 3 wins against Show, Vertanen, and Sachko, and then lost to Feast 5-5. It's not a terrible run.
Been okay. Nowhere near where he was a year ago, though.
No, he's been but like just seeing him win a couple matches is like better than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Griekspoor is just a bad returner in general, right? Like good player, but poor returner.
I know.
So Kecmanovic Klein, that was interesting. I wanted to hit something there. but I didn't know what. Where's that match? It's in Serbia on an indoor clay court. That actually makes me want to bet Kecmanovic.
I would
Like,
tend to agree.
I think Klein is slightly being overrated just because of that Zverev match. And I actually think it's a good time to fade him in a way. No?
Yeah, probably. Probably on an indoor clay, I would think so. Or on
And I
any
feel
kind
like
of clay, I would think
Kecmanovic can
so.
be trusted more in like a team environment where he has like someone to back him or like someone to get behind him.
I gotta see. I don't know. I don't know how Kecmanovic has done in his career in Davis Cup. I'm not sure. It's a good question.
He beat Draper, I mean, last year. He played well in the Davis Cup finals.
Yeah, maybe then it's not a. It may not be a bad play. Who's at home?
Serbia.
Serbia. Yeah. Who's the other singles player? Is it Jere? Ooh,
Yeah.
what is the tie here?
The what?
What are the odds on the tie here?
Oh, the top.
Like
Oh, like the
the teams, yeah.
plus 200 for Slovakia, minus 275 for Serbia.
Okay.
It's probably well set.
Wait, but live, I guess Jerry's not playing. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, but like, do you trust Molchan
I don't know. There's something to look at.
on the road? I don't know. VDZ and righty. I like VDZ minus one. Like, I think Raiti is also getting slightly overvalued from that challenger win last week against Coric.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I think that makes sense.
VDZ typically plays better in Davis Cup.
Yeah, yeah, and they didn't win the Davis Cup, so like, they should be like, and they have a decent squad. Like, you would think they'd be excited to come back and try again.
But VDZ's had some good wins in Davis Cup recently.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's a match I like. I kind of like that minus 130 against righty for VDZ.
Yeah.
The only problem is he hasn't played since Australia, right?
VDZ?
Yeah.
You might be right.
I still think I'd back it, but it's just something to consider.
Yeah, he hasn't played, since losing to Sinner.
I'll probably still hit it, but it's something to consider.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like the Fušović Struff over 23.
What is the match? Where's the match?
That is in Hungary on a indoor hard court.
Seems pretty good. This is a really interesting tie.
It is an interesting tie. Marjan Kopfer and then Fušović Struff. Like, dang. That is a very interesting tie. Who would you back in this tie? The thing is, the Germans have a better Davis doubles team.
Yeah, it's probably the Germans are a slight favorite, but because of the doubles, but I think Hungary is the better singles.
Yeah, you're probably right. What are the odds on this tie? Wow, it's very close. Hungary plus 105, Germany minus 135. I like Hungary at plus 105. I'm going to hit that. With the better singles players and they're at home.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's tough though. I think it's close because like
Because in this week of Davis Cup, they play the reverse singles, right?
they do. Yes.
I
Yes.
love
This is
that.
yes.
Love that.
So it's four
Yeah.
singles and one doubles.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go there. Hit the Hungary plus 105. Vertinen and Borges. You like the Borges -1?
What is this match on again? Where is this match?
It's in Finland.
I'm probably on Vertinen then.
Vertinen.
I got to imagine it's a quicker indoor hard court, given it's him
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Musagori against Borges and Sousa. And I mean, like this, like Vertinen does actually have a pretty good serve. He does play pretty well on indoor hard courts.
But Vertinen's been bad. He's had a lot of alarming losses so far.
I mean, what losses has it been? I mean, he gets if he's not on indoor hard court, he's a lot of alarming losses in general.
Mastrelli, 4-1.
What was that, an outdoor?
That was, yeah, outdoor hard and tenny free. 10 of
I mean,
fire.
I'm not like again, like I mean, Vertinen can play
Lost
really
to
bad.
Vavasori at first round of Australian Open
Again,
qualifier.
it's an outdoor match. Like no, I mean, I think like indoors in his home country, I actually think it's a spot to back Vertinen. I think that's like it's I think it's why the line is like I think it's like it's I actually probably would back Vertinen just because of that.
Yeah, he went 3-0 in Davis Cup finals last year in indoor hard. Beat VDZ, Prismic, and Mackey McDonald.
Yeah, and then in the quarters and semis, he beat Diallo and lost to Poppy.
Yeah, but Poppy was fairly close. Well, 6-2.
I mean, the point is that's 4-1, right? Like that's 4-1 against tour level. At least four of those opponents were tour level opponents.
Yeah, but then like the indoor swing, it's not like he played that well. Like in Stockholm, he beat Zoomer in 7-6 in the third and lost to Pavel Kotov.
I mean, he's not. Like, I'm not. I'm not saying that like Vertinen's a tour level player. I'm just saying like he's probably somewhere between 100. I mean, look, it all depends on how much you believe in Nuno Borges. If you really think that Borges is like top 70 in the world, then you should probably back him. I'm not there yet on Nuno.
I'm staying away from that match. I'm actually leaning under 23 in a way. That's a high total for those two guys. Like, why isn't that the standard 22.5?
Because Burton has a good serve, and he's not really a very good returner. Like Vertinen should be more of an over guy in general. He also has a really cool YouTube video of him acing random Finnish citizens.
Really?
Yeah, like there's some challenge where like they have it's a YouTube video and they have like four challenges. The first is like returning a dink serve. The second is maybe like a 50-mile-an-hour serve from like a random dude. Then they bring out like a tennis instructor and he hits like a halfway decent serve. And the last challenge is Otto Vertinen. And he just like aces like anybody who makes it to the up against Otto just gets aced. Like you see how good ATP servers are. It's kind of cool.
That's funny. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Should I back my guy Krutik again against Eubanks?
That's so tempting, man.
Krutik to win a set is plus 120.
That's so tempting.
It
How
is.
many games do you get? Can you get games?
There's no game spread out yet.
Oh.
It's in Ukraine on a card court.
I don't hate it. You get two shots at it. You should get two true shots. It's not in Ukraine, right? Isn't it in like Lithuania or something?
It's in Ukraine. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, you're right. It's not in Ukraine, but it's in Vilnius, Lithuania.
Yeah.
So it's in that part of the world. But yeah, I mean, I feel like since I was so lucky to cash the one against Korda, like I feel like it's not going to happen again.
Who did Eubanks win? Yes, did Eubanks
He did.
win?
Yeah, he won convincingly 3-3.
Oh, you know what? I would be afraid of this one. I wouldn't. Isn't tomorrow the doubles anyways for this? Because isn't it 2-0 US?
Right. Oh yeah, good point.
So I would see what happens in the doubles first, because that might end up being a
True.
dead rubber anyways.
No, I think they play the doubles and the reverse singles in the same day because it's not best of 5,
Oh, you're right. You're right. I think you're right.
right?
Yeah.
So they're just like 2-day ties. Yeah.
But it still could end up being a dead rubber if the doubles goes. And then
Right.
I don't know. I guess that's probably good for like I guess that's probably good for your Kudik trip, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of where it ends, right? Because of the reverse. Ooh, I
singles
like
aspect
Shan
of it.
Hong plus 105 against Pospisil.
That
Pospisil's
seems pretty good.
god awful. He lost
And that's
easy.
at home, right? Hong, I think Korea's at home.
Korea. No, they're in Canada.
Uh,
I'm
I don't know
still
how good Hong is outside of Asia.
I'm on a pure Pospisil fade though. He's
Okay.
god awful. I'm hitting that, man. I'm gonna hit that one. And it's Diallo against Kwan. I might have to hit the Koreans here.
What is Korea to win the tie?
Plus 130.
Who is the doubles team for Canada?
Galarno and Pospisil.
That's they probably have an advantage in the dubs.
Probably.
It's tough, man. Like again, like it depends how much the home court matters. I feel like the home court probably matters there.
The thing is, I don't think you could live bet the tie, right? Like you can't bet the tie in the middle
No,
of the tie.
no.
That's unfortunate. But oh, remember the Great Britain Columbia tie last
Oh,
year?
that was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic.
I think that was one of our your favorite like
Oh, that was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic.
with that crowd singing in between every point,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
hitting
Yeah.
on
The crowd was going
bleachers.
nuts. The court was terrible.
Yeah.
Like the ball was like bouncing like 100, like 90 degrees the wrong way. Like Evans was flipping shit. Like it was fantastic. I think Evans actually lost.
He lost to Mejia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. And then I think Nori lost a set to someone, some like random dude.
Gomez. I think Emilio Gomez maybe or
Emilio
something.
Gomez. Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. I hope we get like more of that this weekend.
Well, that's why I'm a little disappointed because it looks like most of the matches are in like Europe, which is okay, but usually it's like it's the South Americans are the best, man. Those guys are nuts on those insane clay courts.
Yeah, there's one in Argentina, Argentina against Kazakhstan, but like you got the two
Who's
primary
playing for Kazakhstan?
Yevseyev, Skatov.
Oh, so the problem is Argentina's gonna be massive favorites. If those guys actually play,
I know.
Argentina's gonna be massive favorites. Because Bublik didn't the two best players for Kazakhstan didn't show up. Bublik and
I know.
Shevchenko. What are they doing?
I know. And Kukushkin, I think, is playing a challenger.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. So Chile is playing Peru. This is probably the tie to watch.
Oh yeah.
They're playing it on outdoor hardcore.
On what?
They're playing on it on outdoor hardcore.
Asphalt. On asphalt.
Yeah. It's probably because Chile was like, I know we suck on hard, but we don't suck as much as you on hard. You know?
Well, they're up against Varius. That's why.
Right. I mean, Chile should win this pretty easily, but this would have been
yeah,
this would have been more fun if this tie was in Peru,
for sure.
right?
For sure.
Because then that crowd would be going nuts, and it's
Yeah,
like
for
at least they
sure.
have to deal with the home crowd. But yeah,
For sure.
I think that's it. And what about World Group? Oh, we got Colombia and Luxembourg.
Is Tsitsipas playing for Greece? I feel like Tsitsipas loves to play these meaningless, these ties that they just destroy.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Of course he is. He wants to get 2 wins.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Pakistan plays India.
Oh,
That's cool.
that is cool. Ram Kumar Ramathan. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
I mean, Pakistan has nobody. They have some doubles, but they have nobody for
Yeah.
singles, but it still is cool.
Is Dimitra playing?
No.
No.
Oh, I think Hubie's playing for Poland
He
against
is.
Uzbekistan.
He is against Uzbekistan.
Against
Sergey
Fomin, Sergey
Fomin.
Fomin.
Yeah, Kasatkowski. Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. Davis Cup qualifiers. We get the home and away ties, so that it's gonna be a fun
Yeah,
week.
the 1 week away of the year that I love Davis Cup. I'll definitely be watching some over the weekend.
Nice, nice. And then next week we got three 250s, right? We got Cordoba, Golden Swing.
Cordoba, Dallas, and
Mm,
I want to say another French indoor hard, maybe Marseille.
Marseille. Marseille.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got Rotterdam, Buenos Aires, and Delray Beach. The 500 series starts, and then we got Rio, Doha, and Los Cabos. And then we got one of my favorite weeks of the year, Acapulco, Dubai, and Santiago. That's the greatest week because it's like literally 24
Not
hours.
really though, because the problem is like they don't start Acapulco until late.
Yeah, but Santiago is more midday, right? Because there's a time difference. So like
Yeah, there's
Dubai is
some
like from
overlap.
5
It's not terrible.
a.m. to like 2 p.m. And then that's when Santiago starts. Then
I
Santiago,
mean, Delray Beach, Buenos Aires, Marseille will be pretty good too. Or no, Delray Beach.
Buenos
What's the
Aires,
tournament
and
that week?
Rotterdam. That's a pretty good week, but like you don't get tennis like in the middle of the night like you do in Acapulco.
True, I guess
Acapulco, you get tennis from like 9 p.m. to like 4 a.m.
you do.
Then
That's true.
like 5 a.m. Dubai starts again,
That's true. That's true.
right? So
That's
like
true.
that's the greatest
Between
week.
Dubai and Acapulco, they cover like the entire day. It's kind of
It's
fantastic.
amazing. And then Santiago is just like that, sprinkle of 250 golden swing coverage in the
Which is
middle.
amazing. The Golden Swing is fantastic, man.
It is
Like you're right. Like if you're a junkie like us, February's an amazing month.
amazing. Amazing. All right. Well, that does it for our pod. So we'll be back definitely this weekend at some point to preview the three tournaments next week,
For
right?
sure. For sure. Yeah, that'll probably be back to our marathon pods because there'll be a lot to
Yes.
preview for one again
Yes.
for once.
Awesome. All right,
All
everyone. Have
righty,
a great
Manny.
night.
Yep,
Peace.
end of our bye week, so I'll see you over the weekend.
See ya.